remember my first week, it was hard in the sense that I was worried if I would be able to stick with it. But I had to stop thinking about the long term. I had to just start thinking about every day, just like one day at a time. Today, I'm thinking about today. I'll focus on tomorrow. Like I couldn't think about the long term. So the first week, I'm doing intermittent fasting at the same time because I did some research and I found out that if you do those two together, that it works really, really well. So now for those of you, let me stop for a second. For those of you who are not quite sure what keto is a low carb, moderate protein, high fat diet. And the point of keto is to get your body into ketosis and force it to burn fat as its fuel instead of carbs as its fuel. And so once it's burning fat as its fuel, it'll start to burn your body fat and you will start to lose weight. Now, when you add in intermittent fasting, then you've got like this boost that you give to your keto. So you stop eating at a certain time every day and you don't eat again until a certain time every day. So at first I started with what is termed the 16-8 fasting window. For 8 hours is my eating window, and for 16 hours I eat nothing. So I chose the time frame 12 to 8 p.m. at night. So I tried to do 3 meals a day at first. Now I should say that I'm not really big on breakfast, and over the years I had gotten down to the point where I was really only eating 1 meal a day. So trying to put myself in a situation where I would eat 3 meals a day was really hard, and it wasn't working for me. It seemed kind of like a chore. So I would eat my breakfast meal, but by the time lunch came around, I'm not hungry. And by the time dinner comes around, I am hungry, but not as much. And so I'm not getting my proper macros in. So I try to switch to 2 meals a day. And that's a little bit better, but not quite. So finally I do some research and I hear about this thing called OMAD, 1 meal a day, and how many people are doing it and have success with it. And so I'm like, this sounds more my speed because this is something I was already doing for many, many years. So I started doing OMAD and it's working, right? Like the first week I lose 10 pounds and I contribute most of that to water weight, as a lot of people do. But then that next week I lose like 7 pounds, and then it just keeps going and keep going. And so for like the first 3 months, I've lost, a significant amount of weight. And then I hit my first stall. And when I hit my first stall, you guys, I'm gonna tell you, I was so crushed and I felt like, is this it? Like I had lost maybe like 40 something pounds at this time. And I'm feeling really good about myself. I'm happy with my accomplishment, but I'm like, I'm not losing any more weight. What am I gonna do? And so then I have to go back to researching, which is what I did. I did some researching. And so what I learned was I should change my intermittent fasting time back to 16-8. So that's what I did. Instead of doing 23 hours, which is what I had gotten to with doing OMAD, I started doing a 16-8 again. But this time I adjusted it so that I was eating 2 small meals that I could get all my macros in and meet all my numbers and everything that I needed to do. And that worked. So I would do that for a couple of weeks. And then I would switch off and go back to OMAD, and then I would start losing weight again. And so I began to see that this was a pattern for me. So for like 2 months, I'm losing weight. And then when I get to a point where I slow down, I change up my IF, and then I go back to the 16-8. And that is what worked for me this past year. And I kept doing that, and I kept doing it. And I will tell you, I didn't work out that much this past year. I did work out some, but I will tell you, for anyone who is struggling at the beginning to work out, one thing that I did research was working out in a pool, because of my back issues, it made it really hard for me to stand up. Like, I had gotten to a point, you guys, where I was barely able to walk. Like, literally 6 months ago, I had to be in one of those carts at the grocery store just to shop. I could not walk around. So literally walking around is a new thing for me. Just 6 months now. 6 months I've been back on my feet. I still have back problems, but the losing 137 pounds losing 139 pounds has taken a lot of pressure off of my back and has made it possible for me to get up and move around. So when I was thinking about what am I going to do to be able to work out, or how am I going to be able to work out, I didn't know how I was going to do it because I couldn't really stand up. So I found out about working out in a pool. So you guys, I joined the YMCA and I started doing pool workouts. I was working out in the pool and it was working. Please believe me, it was working. I was in there dying, like breathing heavy, dying. But I was getting my workouts in and I was doing it and I stayed committed to it. But because my husband works a lot, I wasn't able to go to the YMCA as often as I wanted. And I myself don't drive. So, you know, I didn't get to work out as much as I wanted to this past year, but I still lost a significant amount of weight without working out as much. So, what else can I tell you? Oh, food wise, I will say, you know, I know a lot of people, you know, they like to reward themselves when they do diets or whatever with like cheat days. That was something I didn't do. Like, and I still don't do it because I really wanted to change everything about my previous lifestyle. So I'm like, if I'm going to commit to this, I'm going to commit to it. I'm not going to do this halfway. I'm going to be fully in. And so I decided not to do cheat days. So what I did do was I decided to find recipes that I could make that would make me feel like I was having cheats. So I would go like all week without having anything sweet, not even things that were keto approved. And I would wait until the weekend and then I would make myself like a mug cake or something like that, fat bomb, something like that. Anything that would allow me to have just a little sweetness. And so that became my way of having cheats, and it worked. It kind of tricked my mind into believing that I was having cheats. When I wanted to enjoy something fizzy, I started drinking Zevias, and those were great. They worked very, very well for me, and I really enjoyed them. And so that was like something that I use as a treat as well. Like, those are things that I give myself on the weekends as a way to make me feel like I'm doing cheats. So I don't, you know, not even for holidays, I'll tell you that right now, I don't break away from my food plan. I don't break away from it, not even on holidays. This past Thanksgiving, I made Thanksgiving dinner for my family, but I also made myself a separate keto Thanksgiving. You know, I did eat turkey, like my family had turkey. They had stuffing. I had my own stuffing that I made. I had cornbread. I made cornbread for myself. I made a ham for myself with a keto glaze on it. I had cake. I made cake, you guys, and it tastes like cake. And I'll tell you guys about that recipe later on down the line, but it was great. I had ice cream. I had pumpkin pie. I enjoyed all these things, and they were all keto approved foods. So, you know, I'm just telling you this because, you know, for people who are foodies who do struggle with food, I want you to know that there is a way to be able to do this diet without having to have those cheats. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to make this channel, because I wanted to be able to share with people some of these great recipes that I have found or created myself. And, you know, I just want to be able to help everybody with their journey as much as I can. And that's the whole point of me doing this. You know, the truth is I'm a really private person. So doing this video and creating this channel was not the easiest thing for me to do. But after I got started with keto and I started seeing that I was having a lot of success, I just got this strong urge, this strong desire to give back to the keto community that had given so much to me. You know, because if it hadn't been for those people who had put themselves out there, who had made those videos, who had shared their story and their journey, I might never would have started. You know what I'm saying? So I had to get over that and decide to put myself out there, share my story so that I may be able to help someone, to touch someone and help them in a way that other people helped me get started. And so that's really what this is about for me. I just want to be able to help people. I just want to be able to give back and, you know, just reach as many people as I can to just share what I've learned. So that's my story. I hope you guys stick around with me. I hope you guys subscribe to my channel. I'm telling you, I've got some really great recipes coming up. I want you guys to get to see me go through this next year as I work hard to lose the next 87 pounds I have left to lose, because my journey is not over. I still have 87 pounds to go, and I want to do that with you guys. I want to share that with you guys. So please like this video, subscribe to my channel, click that little bell so you can get notifications for when I put out a new video. And please, please stay tuned, because I swear I've got some great recipes for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this wasn't too long. Thank you for watching.